Hello and welcome to another installment of Kathy Puts Together Christmas Card Stamp-A-Stacks. This is Kathy Cartack coming to you from Kathy's Stampin' Studio. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator and I blog at www.kkstamps.com. And these are 3 cards that we made at my October Christmas card Stamp-A-Stack, and this video is to show you how to put them together. So let's get started. The first card we're going to make is this nice flip-flop card. It looks very pretty, but look, it has a little surprise. It opens like this. And it's not very hard to make, but let's put it together, shall we? All right, started with a Mossy Meadow cardstock card base, and all the dimensions and cutting instructions and scoring instructions will be on my blog, which will be in the description. So I'm just going to fold these 2 flaps together like this to create the card base. Then the next thing I'm going to do is bring in my glue. I'm going to give it a little zhuzh there so I know it's open. And I have 2 what I'm calling arms of Mossy Meadow that I'm going to put some designer series paper on. And this is the Seasons of Green and Gold designer series paper, and it's part of the online exclusives. And it is just gorgeous. I love this paper so much. So there's one arm, and here's another arm here. So we're just gonna put some glue on the back. It's so hard to decide which side of the DSP we're going to use because it's all so beautiful. And put that on the back there. So to make the arms flip-flop, we're going to adhere them to the card base. But instead of gluing it all the way across and then you would be able to open it up, we're just going to put glue on this side of each of the arms. So let's put a little glue here. Want to make sure it's just a little bit less than halfway so you don't get a glop of glue in the middle of your card. And then we're just going to line it up like this so there's equidistance on either side and from the top. And there's your one arm. We're going to do the opposite here and put the glue on the right side here and glue this one to the bottom. So it's kind of hard to explain in writing, but when you see me put it together here, it's pretty easy. So I've glued each leg of my flip-flop to the card base. As long as I've got it open, let's put the card center in. This is just a very vanilla panel, normal size for your inside of your card, and this way you can stamp or write your greeting in the center of the card. So there we go. So let's close this up and we'll make the sentiment piece. And then I've already stamped the sentiment piece. It's from the Greetings of the Season stamp set. I stamped it onto Very Vanilla with Mossy Meadow ink. And then I cut it out with one of the Greetings of the Season dies that come with it. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going to apply a little bit of Stampin' Seal here. And I cut some greenery out of the, which vellum is this? This is the Graceful Greenery Vellum. And it's just got such beautiful pieces in it as well. And that's part of the Seasons of Green and Gold Mega Suite. And I'm going to just put these little guys down here. And it doesn't matter that I put a big glop of Stampin' Seal there because our sentiment piece is going to go right over top of it. Let me put this back in the middle. So see, I put these little greenery pieces from the vellum there in the center. And now I'm going to put the sentiment piece right over top of them. Here. And all cards need a little bit of bling, so I'm bringing in the Druzy embellishments. Now, you might be asking, what in the world is Druzy? Just like I asked. Druzy means dotted with minerals, I believe. So these have little crystals on the top of them, and they're really blingy and they're really pretty. There's gold and there's silver, as you can see, and I just used 2 of them here to create that card. So you see, it was really easy to put together. It's kind of hard to explain about the arms and how they go together, but once you see it in action, it's pretty easy. Now, the next card I'm going to make is this one, and it's super simple, but it's really elegant. I really like it. I want to say that this element here with the gold on it is actually from the gold foil edge cards and envelopes. You get 20 cards and 20 envelopes. But what I did, because it's a Stamp stack, is I cut this, the cards down, I cut them in half, and then I cut them so that they would fit on the cherry cobbler mat. So let's put this card together. Let me bring over all my supplies here. So started with a thick Whisper White cardstock card base, scored in half. And then I have a cherry cobbler mat with a big old hole out of the middle of it. So what I did was I cut out, I used the Spotlight on Nature dies to cut out this piece, and I'm going to set that aside for later. And then, where is my gold piece? It is not here, but never fear, I have one right over here. Just not camera ready yet. So my gold foil piece, I'm going to adhere that directly to the, oops, let's use glue. I'm going to adhere directly to the crumb cake mat so that it just peeks out around the edges. And I'm going to adhere this to the card with Stampin' Dimensionals. And I like to use 5 for a big card like this so it doesn't sag in the middle, because nobody likes to have their middle sagging, right? Yep. And it doesn't matter that there's a little bit of glue there, because that's going to be in the back of the card. But see, when you put this on the card, that big old hole is not visible. Come on. Stick it down there. Now I got sticky fingers because of the glue. Like I said, I have a love-hate relationship with the glue. I love it because it's cost effective, but I don't like it. Came off. I don't like it because it sticks to my fingers. And I also got it on the back of the card here. But oops, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to add the ribbon. So I'm going to hopefully just peel off a little bit here. And I'm going to add the gold and cherry cobbler satin ribbon, which also adds to the elegance of this card. I'm going to add a little bit around the back. Hopefully, nope, there's nothing there to stick. So this is where I need my seal. So I'm going to put a little seal here, she says. A little seal here, a little seal there so that it will wrap. And this is my trick for saving ribbon. You don't want to put the ribbon all the way around the back because who's going to see that? So I'm just putting about 1/4 of an inch around the back here and tacking it down with the seal. Now I'm going to put the card front on. Let's bring this back because I got glue. I got glue on there. All right, so now I have my piece that I cut out with the Spotlight on Nature, and then I stamped the sentiment on here and the star. The sentiment is cherry cobbler and the star is wild wheat. And wild wheat is one of those colors that you either love or hate, and I really love it. And it looks like gold on this card, so it's perfect to make a gold star for this card. All right, so you can either put your dimensionals on this stamped piece, or you can put them on the the cherry cobbler piece, or you can put it on both if you like a lot of dimension. So, and then I'm just going to put it on here, just like that. And then I'm going to cut a little bit more of the ribbon. You know what? I'm not going to cut it. I'm going to slip it under, and I'm going to tie it in a bow. Right here. This way I don't have to get precise on how much length of ribbon I need for this. Talk amongst yourselves while I tie this bow, please. No, it didn't work because my fingers are sticky. All right, let's try this again. So, slipped it under, make a little bunny ear, give the bunny ear a hug, tuck a bunny ear underneath the bunny hole, and there we go. And there we get a little cute little bunny ribbon. Okay. Now I'm just making sure the ends are about the same, and I will trim the ears about the same, and I'm going to trim the ends. Here we go. And there's our ribbon. And then finally, because you always need a little bit of bling, I'm going to add some, what are they called? Gold textured dots, and they come in 3 different sizes. So I am going to put a medium and a small here at the bottom, and a big one. I'm going to use my tweezers for that. And come on, are we having trouble with this again? And I'm going to put a big one right here at the top. And there we go. That's card number 2, assembled for your pleasure. Okay, and the final card is this Christmas gingerbread Christmas house, which I think is so very cute. I love that Humble Home stamp set and punch bundle. So again, we're going to start with a thick white cardstock card base. And then I have a real red matte and a basic white. I always want to say whisper white, but it's basic white cardstock panel that I embossed with the Forever Plaid embossing folder. And I'm just going to stick that right on top. And this time I'm not going to forget the ribbon. I'm going to put a little seal here so that I can tack the ribbon on the back. And this is the white frayed grosgrain ribbon. Just checking to see. Put a little, tack it down there, stretch it across the front, tack it here. So you see, I don't have much ribbon in the back. This is thick ribbon, so I'm going to give it a little bit more adherence. So I'm going to add this to the card front with dimensionals, 5 of them, because why? We don't want it to sag. All right, that's easy. Too easy, as some say. I'll put this on the card front. Next thing I did was I punched some circles with the 3/8" circle punch from the Take a Bow, not Take a Bow, because you make bows out of it, Take a Bow designer series paper. I love this dotted one, so I'm going to make sure this one gets on there. You can use whatever side you want, but I like that dotted side, so I'm going to put that one on, and I'm going to slip it underneath the ribbon. And then which side do I want to use here? Oh, I like the stripy one. So put some glue on there. Stick that guy right there. And then I like the stripe one here too. Put some glue on the stripe one and stick it on. Okay, now here comes the real fun, and we get to color. Now, many of you know that I don't like to color, but I found Stampin' Up Stampin' Blends, and they made me a happy color. So first thing I'm going to do is color the roof. Just want to make sure I'm getting what I want. The roof with the light crumb cake. Yep, there we go. And the chimney. The reason I like the blends is because they blend and they don't leave any streaks. So I'm just going to go around this gingerbread here with my bullet end of my marker of my blend. And then I'm also going to go around the windows and the door. Just kind of doing the outlines before I go wild and fill it in. But if you see as I'm coloring that you see kind of streaks and lines, well, they will go away because as the alcohol markers blend into the paper and into the other strokes, you'll see that it just blends and it's just such a beautiful finish, which made me like coloring. I also don't like coloring because I feel like I'm not very good at it. But you don't have to be very good at it with these blends. I'm just saying. Okay, and now I'm going to switch over to the brush end because I've got a big space here that I can just color. And you know, if some places are lighter or darker than others, that's fine because that kind of gives you a little, what's that called? Stucco feeling, right? Okay, now I'm going to go back with the dark crumb cake and I'm going to do the roof again because I want it to have a little bit of more definition so it doesn't blend straight into the house. I'm going to do the window sills and here. And then I'm going to do this little design and you really can just follow the design around. Bitty boop. And that, oops, and that gives it a little bit of fun and texture. Next thing I'm going to do is use the light real red and color in the door because it's Christmas, so we need a Christmas door, right? Just color this guy in. I'm going to use the dark red and go around the little dots and the edges here, again to give it a little bit of dimension. And then I'm going to use Lemon and Lolly to give it some glow inside the windows. And there, that's all she wrote. So I'm going to put this on the card using Stampin' Dimensionals. Because as I always say, you can't make a card without Stampin' Dimensionals or bling. And I have the cutest bling for you on this card. So let's bring the card back so that we can put our little house on it. And that's just going to go kind of in the center of the card here. And then I stamped the Merry Christmas with the Humble Home stamp set. And that's real red on Whisper White. No, it's not. Basic white. And I cut it out with one of the Nested Essentials dies. And I'm going to put this, slip this underneath the ribbon. Which way do I want to slip it? Top to the bottom? Sure, that'll work. And stick it right there. Now for the pièce de résistance. Listen to me speaking the French. I am going to put on these adorable white and red peppermint candy embellishments. Oh my gosh, they are so adorable. So these also come in 3 sizes, and I'm doing these first 2 are the tiny ones, and then there's a medium size one that I'm going to put here. And let's put here so it doesn't get lost. And then the big one I'm going to put, oh, let's put it on there. That's good. So there you go. That's the assembly of the 3 cards. The Humble Home card, the Prince of Peace card, and the Season's Greetings flip-flop card. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you will visit my blog. Again, the links will be in the description below, and you can see the cutting directions, the scoring directions, and you can go to my online store where you can make your purchase. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.